After one of my own family members became disabled, they ran into an issue that many others face. How do they travel around when using wheelchairs and other disability aids? A system called HandyDart was established to solve this problem. Other conventional transit systems are simply not made for those with mobility issues. Conventional transit has many problems for a large portion of Vancouver's population. Things like stairs, escalators, steps, complicated route directions, poor signage, and populated areas become large hurdles of living life for many people. This can all be avoided with HandyDart. Other systems, like the C-Bus and SkyTrain, are static route systems. HandyDart works best for people with mobility issues since the route is set by the users. While a set route may work for conventional users, it does not for the users of HandyDart. Part of the issue for some with conventional transit is needing direct transportation to locations. Getting from a bus or SkyTrain stop to their location can be a challenging task.
My wife had a stroke 18 months ago and she's in long-term care at Langley Lodge, and we use HandyDart to go around Langley to church, to the hospital, to appointments. I travel with her. She's in a wheelchair. We started by using wheelchair taxi, and that was a little more expensive, but it was easier for me to just phone and book. But then Langley Lodge got me signed up for HandyDart, and it was so much more economical. We've just adapted to the lead time that they give themselves.
So I have an adult son with Down syndrome, and he is 27, and he uses HandyDart every day to go to and from his day service program. He's been using HandyDart for 8 years now, so we've been part of that program for quite a while.
And I started as a driver and then became a trainer, and then, coming in the last about 5 years, I decided that I wanted to be the president of the local that represents the HandyDart workers, office staff, maintenance, and drivers. I was grateful to hear that your grandparents were part of this service, and my parents were part of the service. I've had to use the service when I've had to have surgery, and it serves people of all ages and a variety of abilities. And what I would say is that our connection to the community is often ignored or misunderstood, and that I think we need to develop a better understanding from the community of what we do, and that our workers deserve respect. We're essential to healthcare, we're essential to the community, and we're essential to make sure that disabled people aren't put off in a closet somewhere like they were in decades before us. One of the primary things is to make sure that our drivers understand how to drive defensively, but importantly, we have to understand how to help people that need assistance with their mobility aids, how to secure those mobility aids, how to handle unique circumstances, and it truly needs, most importantly, interpersonal skills and the ability to communicate and be patient. And that takes a skill set that not everybody was born with and not everybody can learn.
I really love the drivers who get connected to my son. Like, some of them really build a relationship and he gets really excited. So like, they show up to pick him up, and the other morning he was like, yes, it's an Andrew Day, and he did a little dance outside the house. When the drivers make an effort to really connect with him, I think that builds that sense of community and the relationships, and you can tell when they care about what they're doing. So to me, that's what makes it really special.
Because of the stroke, the more she can get out and see her family members and see friends, the more her brain has to work and she has to put things in place. So being able to get out of Langley Lodge is extremely positive for her. And because she's in a wheelchair permanently and can't walk, can't use a walker, she has to have transportation that's wheelchair accessible. And so HandyDart is just excellent in that way.
It is essential for any country to have a good public transit system, and that people shouldn't be excluded due to their abilities. That they should be provided the right to public transportation.
Langley Lodge seemed to sign up. As far as I can remember, they signed up for me.
Okay.
And they have Anne's picture, and yeah, because Anne was in long-term care, I guess there was no question.
There were some challenges. It's not always super user-friendly because there's no online presence. So it's a phone call. There's long wait times, like up to like 20 minutes sometimes. So that part can be difficult. And getting set up was a little bit of a challenge. But once we got everything in place, then I feel like it was good. Like sometimes it can be difficult to arrange different times, or like if you don't have a subscription service, which we do, you can only book like 7 days in advance and you can't book further than that. So like there can be downsides and it can be a complicated system sometimes. But once you're set up and like now we have the subscription, we have a routine, it's been good. It saved me, like I can work and Nick can have some independence, and that's a really great thing for him, right? So yeah, I would definitely recommend it.
One of HandyDart's main features is its flexibility in routes. The only problem is that actually scheduling these trips is quite rigid and non-flexible, making it more difficult for non-subscription service users. This system could greatly be improved by a new scheduling system that makes it easier for users and giving more flexibility to this program.